Well. Good morning, West Ham fans. Russ from No Cloud in the Sky, Dubai. As you can see, is that better? Yeah, No Cloud in the Sky, Dubai. Hope you are all safe. Well, I'm bringing you a Sunday morning musing because I've had time to think on bobbing along in the pool and on the sun lounge. I've had time to think, and I want to talk about the Brewdog partner. Now, it was on Wednesday, I believe. Was it Wednesday? The club announced a partnership with Brewdog, which surprised me, to be honest, because um, West Ham had a long established partnership with Heineken, and you'd remember seeing those vignettes as part of that sort of activation, as we say in the industry. With there was Neil Taylor and the Ironspring and the Hammers for Work and Support, and there was one with Ginger Pele and the Welsh fan as well. And clearly, it does seem that maybe that sort of partnership was due to come to an end in the end of the season. Also, it's a bit strange that it was headed up by Neil Ruddock, who I believe was self-professed alcoholic as well. So it's an unusual partnership sort of spearhead. It's like, Michael Antonio being, in charge of a campaign for car insurance or me for Head and Shoulders. It just doesn't add up, really, to be honest. But regardless of that, it seemed on the face of it a bit strange. And then we delved a bit deeper. And actually, I think Adam from Dad's Our Pod sort of alluded to it in his in a post. I think when Holly did the actual sort of video around it. And it was something that I was thinking about and was looking into actually. I think there's more to meets the eye of this Brewdog thing, and in terms of what that's about, it's about the US. It's about the United States. Now, obviously, there does seem to be some conflicting reports about West Ham being on the verge of some sort of takeover. I think these of a Brown did an article, and which Sean poo-pooed on Twitter. We know there has been some interest from the Americas, from a couple of people. Obviously, Robert Kotick, formerly of Activision, and there was Mark Walker, the Guggenheim partners, and also Woody Johnson of Johnson & Johnson legacy. So there's a number of players. Also, you've got Trip Smith out there. We know that Trip's been going out there, obviously being American himself, as a minority shareholder, potentially utilising his minority share for ownership of the club, taking on some of David Gold's, maybe sort of being some of the minorities, plus himself in that sort of consortium, and there'd be enough there to take over, be the major shareholder of West Ham. Now, obviously, we know as well that for the 26-27 season, we have a new shirt sponsor, a shirt sort of maker rather, that being the US shirt manufacturer New Balance, and we'll be looking for a new front of shirt sponsor as well, with the Boyle Sport only being a 1-year deal, and then the band comes in the voluntary band of 26-27 for on shirts. Although you may see Boyle Sports being a sleeve sponsor. But let's get back to Brewdog. Now, I know there's been sort of a lot of controversy about the partnership, particularly due to the actions of their CEO in terms of his business practices, his work practices, that type of thing. However, delve a little bit deeper into Brewdog, and you notice that one of the major shareholders is American. It's an American consortium called TSG Consumer. They're in about 20 to 25% of Brewdog. So this would have to. So this type of thing, there's still a significant, so that any sort of partnership would have to be obviously agreed. Now, what's interesting as well is when you look within TSG's sort of portfolio, you've got guys like Revolut. So it wouldn't surprise me to see one of their brands being sort of utilised in that way in terms of a shirt sponsor. You've already got your foot in the door, and again with the American they're a private equity firm. With them having a decent stake in Brewdog, as well as lots of other brands, it wouldn't surprise me if there was something to play, something in play in terms of the whole American thing. It's too much of a coincidence for me for that to happen. You know, it was so random and so sort of left field as well. Now I know Brewdog have got some reputational damage they're trying to improve, but still, it's a bit left field and a bit random. And also, you know, I would assume that Heineken would be paying them a decent sum to be there, or would have been a decent sum to be paying for being the official beer partner of West Ham, and that sort of. It's so much so that obviously the YouTube stuff and stuff that doesn't come quite cheap in terms of production. It's just adding up the dots a little bit, and I think it could add credence to the whole American takeover, American investment, more US play, sort of, you know, influence at West Ham. It could do. I don't know. I'm just putting two and two together and coming up with four, or maybe I'm coming up with 5 or 6. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't worry, I'll be back tomorrow. Slightly colder climes. I'll be doing the Rusty Rumor rating, the original Rumor rating. We're back tomorrow. Lot to get through, lot to update in terms of the list. You know, we had the news around potentially we've agreed personal terms with Raphael from Club Bruges, according to news coming out of Africa. But we'll wait and see. And obviously, we will welcome our first official signing. Well, hopefully, we'll sign some before then, on the 1st of July, being Daniel Cummings. But as we alluded to the other day, when he was on the pitch for the Nottingham Forest game, sort of gave it away a little bit. Anyway, let me in the comments below what you think. I know there's been a bit of backlash, and rightly so, I think, in terms of the Brewdog partnership. But I think there's more to meet the eye of this. There's a lot more that's going on behind the scenes, I think, in terms of this deal and what it could lead to eventually. As I said, I think neither Mother Brown reported that a US takeover was imminent. Sean, as I said, sort of quelled those discussions a little bit. But let me know what you think below. I'll be fascinated to hear your things. Anyway, take care and stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. I've got to find where they end. I'm sure I can't see. So there we go. Much love. Bye-bye.